We know you are serious about your health. At To Be Healthy Holistic Clinic in Miami, we want to help you feel radiantly healthy. No need to be in pain or feeling super stressed. The holistic team at To Be Healthy, led by Dr. Janet Gallipo, will balance you in the best way possible. Try one of our Stairway to Heaven sessions. We guarantee you will leave our clinic feeling, well, heavenly. To Be Healthy, 305 538 8998. Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville. Cultivating our body's resilience and inner silence and its application to all aspects of your life. Let's become enlightened and enjoy the power of intuitiveness and creativity. You are listening to Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Colette Darville, and this is Yin Yoga Lifestyle. So now let us take a deep meditative breath. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. For more than 25 years, Christian de la Huerta has been dedicated to facilitating personal transformation, to helping people tap into their soulful power, that deeper sense of purpose that lives within each and every one of us. An award-winning author and TEDx speaker, Christian is a respected teacher and sought-after speaker whose unique spiritual journeys, spiritual workshops, and self-development programs have been experienced in university lecture halls, nonprofit organizations, houses of worship, corporate boardrooms, and retreat venues around the world. Although his dedication manifests in a variety of ways for a diverse audience, all of Christian's work shares a common result: profound personal transformation. Christian's programs and techniques are grounded in soulful breathwork, an ancient yogic tradition with powerfully healing properties. This simple practice has helped countless seekers with spirituality and practice and conditioning to transform their lives one breath at a time. Regardless of your specific goal, whether you are an individual in private spiritual exploration or part of a professional group program, the pure power of the breath is the proven vehicle, particularly when combined with Christians' deeply empowering nature and the wisdom of global spiritual traditions. This developed practice has more potential to reshape long held unhealthy patterns, to tap into personal purpose, and ultimately to facilitate personal and permanent healing. Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle, Christian.
Thank you so much, Colette. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. Uh, did you always know that you wanted to inspire people to transform their lives?
Interesting question. As far back as I can remember, I did have that desire to make a difference in the world and to help people. It translated in different ways at different points in my life. So I was raised Catholic, so initially I thought I was going to be a priest.
Hmm.
And then my father was a psychiatrist, so I ended up studying psychology in college. Um, And then when I discovered breathwork, I jumped tracks because I discovered that it just works so profoundly and so quickly. Um, and I've been doing that now for the last 30 years.
And you discovered that on your own, didn't you? The
No,
breath work.
actually, no. I studied with somebody.
Hmm.
Breathwork it's an ancient type of yoga. They call it different things over there. It's a type of pranayama, so a type of breathing practice. It was this particular kind was discovered in the West by accident by some guy by the name of Leonard Orr, who was in the Bay Area back in the 70s who was in a hot tub playing with with his breath and experimenting with his breath, and boom, had this amazing expanded state of awareness. So initially they started it out in hot tubs, and now it's done, more in dry land, like, you lie on your back and you breathe in a certain way. And amazing stuff happens. It works in profound and very effective ways.
And so you have a company called Soulful Power, and can you explain the intention of Soul Power, and why does it have its foundation in the practice of breath work?
Yeah, so I've been doing transformational retreats and workshops for the last 30 years. And the reason that I named it Soulful Power is because it's part of the intention is to help us reclaim our personal power. Many of us,
Hmm.
I might even say most of us, have an ambivalent yes, no, um, um, attract, react, or reject relationship to power. We're afraid of it, and no wonder, because every day when we turn on the news, or
Yeah,
we're witnessing horrible abuses of power, and
absolutely.
even seeing presidents get impeached because of abuses of power.
Right.
So it's up for us to look at this issue of power and why we get into such complicated relationships with it. Um, so breath work, so I do a lot of different retreats. Some of them are focused on personal empowerment. I do specifically those retreats for women because I'm convinced that the empowerment of women is the single most important thing that needs to happen in the world. To that, we can connect all the other issues that we face as
Right.
a species.
Yeah.
Um, and, I do stuff on life purpose, living heroically, but common to all of them are a couple of things. One of them is breath work, because in 30 years of doing this work, and I travel all over the world. Been to China 4 times this year, working with corporate leaders and high-tech leaders over there. I've yet to come across anything that heals as quickly and at so many levels as breathwork does. And I'm talking about not only in terms of past trauma. I don't know
Hmm.
anything that helps with past trauma as quickly and as efficiently as it does, but it also helps. It also heals mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. And
Yes.
I know that sounds too good to be true. From my logical, scientific mind, it's like, how does that work? Just from breathing.
Right.
But it works. It works.
Yeah, it does. And it's the one single thing that a lot of us take for granted is our breath. We don't really think about it much, do we? Until we're either in physical pain where, we have to breathe to sort of manage the pain, or, uh, we let go of stress and then we remember to breathe. um,
That's
it,
right.
right? It's we hold all that stress in our bodies, and then when we that whole a feeling of sighing or letting it out, it's that big relief that happens. I know for me it
Yes,
is.
and no
Yeah.
wonder, Lamaze, that
Right.
circular breathing that they teach women to do when they're about to give birth, which, few things are as painful as that. The
Right.
breath really helps. It really helps with that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's and
Hmm.
there are different types of breath work. Are there different types of breath work to achieve different results, or can someone just learn one technique?
So yes, yes to both. There's a lot of different modalities,
Hmm.
and there's breathing practices, that are shorter that you do, like a lot of people do in yoga class, that have different intent. Like there's different type of breathing techniques if you're like want to energize yourself, or if you want to relax yourself, or if you're stressed out and you need to calm yourself down. or if you want to like heighten your energy because you're about to walk into an important meeting. So there's different breathing techniques for that. And then there's breath work, which is a different thing. It's, you do it longer. You do it for about an hour and a half. And there are different modalities, different. So, there's different types. So there's holotropic, there's rebirthing, there's clarity, there's transformational breath work. So they're all similar in their approach, and others similar in their approach in that you breathe in a circular, connected way for about an hour and a half, some of them are longer, and amazing stuff happens.
Yeah, and are these done lying down, or are they done sitting up, or are there a variety of ways?
You could do it either way. I mean, technically, or most people do it lying down. If one is, for whatever reason, not capable of doing that or able to do that, then it can be done sitting down.
Okay.
So, for example, when I work with pregnant women, who oftentimes can't lie flat on their back, then we prop them up, or it can definitely be done sitting down but reclined so that you can really let go and really relax, and you don't have to be spending part of your consciousness or your energy holding your body up.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, here's a big question. What stops us from becoming powerful breathers?
Well, if you think about it, what's the first thing we do when we get upset? When
Yeah.
when we start feeling anger, when we start feeling sad, is like we stop breathing.
Yeah.
We just like shut it down, and that's what anchors all those emotions that we're suppressing. It anchors them in the body. And what used to be spiritual teaching that everything is energy, now we know from quantum physics that it's true. Everything is energy, including the body, including the emotions. So what happens when we suppress the emotions, which we've all done countless times in our lives, we're conditioned as a society, as a species, to make the emotions wrong, to be afraid of them. We've labeled them a sign of weakness when they're not. Emotions are just energy. They're not good. They're not bad. They're not strength. They're not weakness. They're just energies coursing through our body. If you notice, if we think about a kid having a total meltdown, a minute later they're playing like if nothing happened.
Yes.
They have their emotions fully. Right? So then they have their total meltdown, and then, okay, I'm done with that, and then they go play. We get in trouble with the emotions because we don't allow ourselves to feel them, so we stuff them.
Right.
And the problem with that is that just because we stuff them doesn't mean they go away. Right? So those energies get trapped in the tissues of the body. And after years upon years and decades and a lifetime of suppressing our emotions, because we're terrified that if we really said how we felt and expressed it, I mean, not only would our relationships come, but the whole world would come to a screeching halt. So we start developing, layers upon layers of suppressed emotions. And then here we are in the present trying to have a relationship. And it's all getting filtered through that lifetime of unhealed trauma and repressed emotions.
Yeah.
So no wonder that most of our relationships don't work.
This is true.
They almost don't have a chance because we haven't been taught how to hold them, how to contextualize them, how to approach them, and we haven't been taught how to express our emotions. Of course, we're not going to go around throwing tantrums like kids, but we have to learn how to express our emotions courageously and responsibly and compassionately.
Yes, I love that you said it courageously and compassionately. That is, and courageously and compassionately to ourselves, right? Because so many people, they express their emotions and then they feel as if, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or they second guess themselves instead of being okay with it. Right.
And that's it, and we've all done that, right? So the adrenaline, we suppress it, and we suppress it, and then finally we can't suppress it anymore. We explode.
Yes.
And then a few minutes later, half an hour later, that adrenaline dissipates,
Yeah.
And then we start doing the opposite number on ourselves. Like, oh my God, what a horrible person. How could I have said that
Right.
to my whoever it was? You know,
Yeah.